Welcome to the second video of this Mini Cooper, everyone. We just finished a walk around video and now we're going to make a separate driving video of this 2004 Mini Cooper one owner car. Thanks for taking a look. Take one quick walk around here and you can join me on a long test drive. We're going to drive this car through the city and on the freeway, as I like to do, to show you how nicely it rides and drives. Everything works. Beautiful car, one owner car with just 93,000 miles and a whole lot of new parts. So thanks for taking a look. Thanks for joining me. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave any comments or suggestions that you would like. I encourage those. I welcome those. If you're interested in this car, feel free to contact me. My phone number is in the description and the comments down below. So won't you come along with me? Let's go for a ride. Turn the radio down. Got a little bit of fan speed because it is a little warm today. Seatbelt on, and here we go. As I mentioned on my other video, if you didn't see it, I'd encourage you to take a look. A really extensive walk around of this car and lots of commentary about all the history and all of the recent service on the car. Love these cars. I've had many. Had an 03, 07, 09. My mother liked all the ones I had so much that I got her a 2008. This is a 2004. This is not an S. This is a normal Cooper, but still great acceleration, great handling. And this particular car, with everything it has, with the panoramic sunroof, two-tone leather, heated seats, automatic climate control, and all of that, is equipped like most S's. 37 miles to the gallon these cars are rated, or this car is rated, not being an S. Fantastic, especially considering gas prices as I make this video, which are $5+ a gallon. So you can get 37 plus miles to the gallon depending on how you drive it. And it's only a 13-gallon tank. So how about that? Inexpensive to fill up. You know, the S, most of the ones I owned were S's, but yes, the S has a little more power and it's either supercharged or turbocharged depending on whatever year that you buy. But this car does really well. I mean, this car only has 115 horsepower, but the way it performs, and if you let the RPMs go out just a little bit, not trashing on the car, but just a little bit, it is quite responsive and, you know, gives you that let's motoring feel like Mini talks about, right? This car has had a lot of new parts. I tell very much so on my other video, but this car's been maintained by the local BMW Mini dealership, Midwestern Auto Group, also by Evans Automotive here in Columbus, a really well-known and superior independent repair facility that works on really high-end European cars. It's third gear, 4,000 RPMs, 60 miles an hour, fourth gear. Fourth gear is 65 miles an hour. See, leaving it to go to about 4,000, 4,200 before you shift, I mean, it will suffer your fuel mileage a little bit, but makes the car definitely fun to drive. As I mentioned on my other video, these cars handle like a little go-kart or a roller skate, some people say. They really do have very go-kart-like handling properties, but they're so well built with all of the BMW influence on these cars, or basically made by BMW. They really do handle well, drive well, lower cost of ownership than a BMW, and just a fun car to have. been maintained, it won't need anything for a long time. 5,000 RPMs, a little heavy, but hard to video and shift and drive at the same time. There's 70 miles an hour though in fourth gear, and you're still just under 4,000 RPMs. Makes great sound too. I mean, it's not a turbocharged something, but it does make good sound. It's fun to drive. Makes a lot more sound than that thing in front of us. I'm going to drive a little bit more here on these city streets, and then we'll go take a little more drive on the freeway. Drives equally nice on the freeway at highway speed. Cruise control works like it should. Just a great car that's been well cared for. Lots and lots of new parts recently. All new brakes and rotors, tune-up, battery, plugs, wires, control arms, ball joints, tie rod ends, oil pan gasket, valve cover gasket, radiator and hoses, AC compressor. AC is nice and cold. This car's had a lot of new stuff in the last few thousand miles. It's definitely worth your consideration, and definitely, like I said in my other video, better than most you're going to find, for sure. This car also had a new clutch, by the way. I mentioned on my other video. The lady who had this car was not racing it. She was an older woman, but I think it was just time that it wore out. But it had a new clutch done at 82,000 miles, so the clutch doesn't even have, current mileage is 93. Clutch has 11,000, 12,000 miles on it. And I have all of the paperwork for everything. Even in fourth gear, that's fourth gear going 50 miles an hour behind these cars, but even in fourth gear at a lower RPM like that, you know, you push the pedal down, you don't really have to shift if you just need to accelerate a little bit. You need to accelerate a lot bit. I mean, of course you have to downshift, but you know, car does really well for, you know, relatively small engine size, and these cars aren't terribly light. I think pretty sure from memory this car weighs about 2,600 pounds, so it's not like it only weighs 2,000, you know, or 1,800. This car is pretty decent weight for its size. So, all right, well, it's going to get congested right here, so I'm going to pause this and we will resume with some freeway driving. So stay tuned, and thanks for checking it out. And again, please subscribe, leave your comments or suggestions. Happy to see those. Be right back. All right, here we are back again. I'm going to enter the freeway here. Fifth gear, 80 miles per hour. I'm going to turn on the digital speed here so you can see the speed as we travel. 75. Smooth and straight and nice. quiet for a Mini Cooper. Nice and solid. These cars are fantastic. This is a relatively smooth freeway, so it's a really nice ride, but you know, over a lot of bumps. I mean, these cars can be a little bumpy with the short wheelbase, but overall pretty comfortable for a small car. Seats are really comfortable. There's the cruise control. I just engaged the cruise. Cruise works, set at 73. Here's the speed up button. There we go, 79. You can see the green light on the tack there. That shows you that the cruise is on. I'm going to turn it off now. At 80 miles an hour, about 3,700 RPMs. This is where I said you could really optimize your fuel economy in this car, but of course you have to drive the speed limit or a little under, but even so, getting upper 30s fuel mileage is pretty fantastic. I appreciate you watching, and like I said before, appreciate any comments or suggestions, any feedback, anything you'd like to say, good or bad. And if you're interested in the car, feel free to reach out to me. My phone number's in the comments and description. Does everybody notice what's in front of us? If you're a European car person, it's a relatively new Cayenne GTS, Porsche Cayenne. Very pretty. But this Mini is just as much fun and won't cost you anywhere near what that car cost you. I've come to that realization in my lifetime that it doesn't really matter what something costs. It's all about what you get out of it, or if it suits your purpose, or if it makes you happy, or it can make memories for you, or with your family, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it costs. It's all about what works for you and what your needs are. Just like this car. With 93,000 miles, someone buys this car, there's no reason you couldn't drive this car for 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 years, and with reasonable care and maintenance, put another 100,000 miles easily. And for what you spend for the car, and you divide it out amongst 10 years, say it's worth 0 at the end, you've provided yourself very inexpensive transportation. But obviously it won't be worth 0, it'll be worth something, so. Thank you for going right, so that we don't have to be behind you. If you didn't hear me say it earlier, take a look at my other video of this car on my channel. It should be right next to this video. A complete walk around, about 25-26 minutes long, showing all this car inside, outside, talking about all of the service history. This is definitely a very, very nice Mini Cooper. I always say this at this point, I have to go back that way to go back to where I'm going, so I'm going to continue the video, but if you've seen enough, oh, look what's coming. Oh, look at, I think I'm gonna wait to turn just so we can see this car. if you've seen enough, you can stop watching, but we're gonna go back down the freeway the same way we came. Look at that, yeah. We're gonna get back on here and go right back the way we came. You know, I've started to watch what else is in my videos when I make them, because I once didn't comment about some car that passed in front of me, and this guy chastised me in the comments about not pointing it out, and it was a really expensive supercar like a McLaren or something. So I do try to watch, but I'm also trying to narrate, drive, shift gears. Yeehaw. Well, see how quick this car will get up to speed if you wind it out just a little bit. Look at that, 80 already, just entered the freeway. It's a beautiful day here in Columbus, New Albany, Ohio. Another thing I like about these cars is the thick steering wheel. For a small car, this car has a thicker steering wheel than a Rolls Royce. I have a Rolls Royce sitting in my garage right now next to this car, and this that I will also be marketing, so stay tuned for those videos. This steering wheel is probably twice as thick as that of a Rolls Royce, or just a lot of average cars just have, and a Rolls Royce is not average, but a lot of normal cars don't have the biggest steering wheels, and I like a nice thick steering wheel. I feel like it, you know, is important because it's what you're holding on to while you're driving your ship. Land Rovers, particularly Land Rover Discoveries from the 99 to 04 range, had probably one of the greatest steering wheels, in my opinion. Everybody's different, but my point about the Rolls Royce is the steering wheel is so skinny that most people add a steering wheel cover to those cars that like a thicker steering wheel because it's so skinny. And the old ones were like pencil skinny, like the old 50s cars. Demonstrate the brakes on this freeway driving video. I usually do, but the brakes are brand new, so there's no real need to demonstrate those. I'm pushing them kind of hard right now, but they're brand new front and back, so of course they work just as nicely as they should. I genuinely and sincerely appreciate your taking the time to watch this all the way through if you have, and or watch any other of my videos or the other one about this car. I really makes me happy when people leave comments and say, wow, I really enjoyed that, or wow, that video was really informative. I mean, I just kind of talk about everything like I would talk to you if you were here in person. So I appreciate those comments and suggestions and subscriptions, and I do appreciate if you've watched it and you've enjoyed it. And like I say, if you're interested in this car, feel free to contact me at my phone number in the description. So I'm going to finish driving this Mini Cooper back to my garage and make it a great day. And thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.